really for sometime in the first 14 or 10 episodes we had Codyjoe on, and then our recording didn't really work well. So this will be a nice redo. That since you guys really wanted that one, and I definitely heard a lot of feedback that you guys really wanted to listen to that one. So here you go. Codyjoe is back for, I guess, technically round two, but we can call it round one. How are you doing this week, Dominic?
I'm pretty good, thanks, man. Yeah, I think it's going to be. It's round one. It's round two for us, but it's round one for everyone. This week's been pretty good. I've been modifying the crap out of my snake room since I've moved in here. Took down a couple of walls, removed freaking all the flooring. I decided I wanted to be on bare concrete. They had like this subfloor plus like I don't know, some sticky tiles and shit on top. And I don't know, you drop water, it falls in between on the subfloor that's wooden, and it just. Anyway, I decided to remove everything, uh, remove some bulkheads that were in there because my ceiling height is only like just over 6 feet, so it's really low, and there was a stupid bulkhead for a cold air return. So I basically removed everything. I already had one cold air return in my snake room. I really don't need two. So I don't know. I've just been working on one thing after another, and the room's starting to look pretty good. It's yeah, fixed a lot of thermostats ever since the move. I don't know why. Like a lot of the herp stats were just like beeping, saying invalid or shit like that, but it was still working. Like I was still getting the right temperature, and then it would beep, and then it would work, then it would beep, and some of them I just damaged some of the like like the heat pads or whatever the heat tape that you make yourself there. I damaged some of them, and other ones there was literally nothing wrong. I just ended up having to do a hard reset on the harp stats, and they're not beeping anymore now. So, except for that, still no eggs. Getting really frustrated. Like, yeah, I've always had eggs by this time of the year. A lot of things are building up, and some of them are expected to lay around April 13th. I think I got three girls due on April 13th, but it's definitely going to be a later season for me. Kind of sucks seeing everybody have eggs and my incubator's still empty. So, yeah, except for that, life is good. Life is good.
Yeah, I don't think
Happy to
Cody
be
Joe has
here.
that issue.
Yeah. How about you, Cody Joe? How's the season treating you? How have you been?
Um, Good. It's okay. It's not going to be like it was last year, that's for sure. Um, it's been kind of a slow season for me too. I have one of two clutches of olive pythons in the incubator. Um, Dunn's pythons are due to hatch like yesterday. Um, yeah, a bunch of gravid boas, some other pythons that I think might take. Um, a gravid emerald. I got a gravid emerald behind me somewhere over here. Yeah, that's about it. But no, probably might get like 10 clutches or litters or something. Nothing, not a big season, but
Nice. Yeah, I see that you have a
yeah.
Doom Rolls too. Those are always a quick sell. It seems like those are the
Yeah.
snakes that everybody sees all the time, but then not too many people breed them still, even though there's probably thousands of them out there now in Canada, right? Like you think they would be
Yeah.
everywhere, but you're like the main guy breeding them every year. You see the odd other litter, but
Doom
not too
rolls are
much.
one of those ones that like are up and down, man. I remember years ago, like you couldn't even give them away. But it's an Appendix One animal. Like I don't like. They should be $1,000 a piece. But this
Yeah.
this gravid female I'm breeding this year is a monster. She's that cage and that post is 30 inches front to back. Like she's huge.
Wow, that thing is ginormous. Then that's almost like a ground boa size, except I guess the grounds would just be a little bit longer, kind of thing.
Yeah, dude. She's over 8 feet. It's a big
Oh
animal.
wow, that is
Yeah,
huge.
yeah. Big Colombian boa size. Yeah.
She's like the same size as the Argentine girl, or is that is she,
Dude,
is
man,
she a
that
little
thing's
bigger still?
supposed yeah, the Argentine's got more length. Like she's over 10 feet.
Oh yeah,
Um, but girth wise, I mean, pretty close. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. No, Argentines too. Like there's no boa that looks like that, right? No boa that's naturally like that black and has that like
No,
cool.
yeah. I'm really keeping my eyes peeled for a second female Argentine.
Yeah,
So if anyone has one, I want it.
yeah. Because I'll need to get into the sponsors in a minute here, but uh, those Argentines, like, do you know where they all came from? Like, or was it all Henry's stock kind of thing? Like, I know obviously they've been in the country since before CITES 1 kind of thing, but like I feel like Henry was the main guy doing it for the longest time, but maybe there's
Yeah,
some
I
other
don't.
guys.
My adult pair came from Steve, right? It got
Yeah,
cows.
yeah,
Um, but I don't know where they originated from. My assumption would be Henry.
yeah,
Um, I honestly have no idea. I think Steve told me, but I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. They probably, yeah, like those probably came. I'm just more talking about like the overall stock in general. Like, I wonder who actually like brought them
Diversity.
in originally, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I would assume they're all pretty closely related.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like maybe Huff brought them in back in the '70s or something. That's probably the most likely option, I guess, because he brought in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's the original. I think he was the one that started a bunch of the Sandboa stuff too. Even that guy did so much cool shit. They need to.
All
Somebody
the
needs
weird.
his kid needs to like write a book or something, or somebody needs to write a memoir on that guy because nobody knows about him in our hobby, even though he's probably. He, I don't know. I think some people would say he's probably one of the greatest Canadian herpetoculturists of all time because he created that term herpetoculture in the first place.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I think he had Cat Island boas and stuff too. He had some of the other funky Bahamas, and he had Exules and all that, and Forward Eye.
Yeah.
He submitted papers
He was
on
reading all that stuff, right?
yeah. Yeah, he submit like all the papers online from the 70s and 80s are all his from like Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans and Cubans and all that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. Alrighty. So I'll get into our sponsorship. Reptile Rejects are proudly sponsored by Cornell's World, one of North America's leaders in cages and reptile supplies. You can order anytime from cornellsworld.com. They have all the supplies you could need. Greg can make custom PVC cages or your standard PVC cages, custom glass terrariums. Also carries Spider Robotics, ReptiRad heat panels, Vivarium electronics, heat tape, cleaning supplies, and every other major reptile brand that you could want or need. So go check out cornellsworld.com. And also check out wcre.ca to stay up to date on the Western Canadian Reptile Expo events coming up. The first one will be our first show of the year that I'm assuming Codyjoe is going to as well in Calgary at the Acadia Rec Center. It'll be April 18th and 19th in Calgary. So if you're in southern Alberta, come by and say hello to Codyjoe and everybody else at the expo. Alrighty, Dom, you start us off.
Actually, I was gonna say I don't even know who this Huff person is. Like you're talking about him, and I'll be honest, I've never ever heard of him. So
So I think I know a little bit on the backstory of it. So he was out from like Eastern Canada, like I think Nova Scotia or something. He created the what is it? He had a name for his facility. I think it was like the Reptile Breeding Foundation. I'm pretty sure was what it was called. So he had like all the rare West Indian boas and probably had Argentines and Dominicans and other funky stuff. Like even back into the 70s, he started a bunch of projects. You can when you look up papers on breeding and you search up Thomas Huff, like a bunch of papers come up, kind of thing. I think he helped start IHS, the International Herpetological Society. So they're having their 50th anniversary this year at Bob Ashley's place, I believe, too. So that'll be cool for people who want to go see that. But yeah, no, he was kind of one of the founders, and he created the term herpetoculture. So that's kind of where that came from. But he passed away, I think, in either the late 80s or early 90s from cancer or something like that. So his animals kind of got distributed from there, and honestly, a lot of them kind of got soup-cased down to across the world, right? Like he bred Jamaicans and Puerto Ricans, and they were all CITES 1 at that point, and they kind of made it out of the country somehow. Same with Exules and a bunch of stuff that there's only a small handful of stuff. Like some of it probably legally also got sent out, like the Exuls. I believe Peter Tolson, who just recently passed away, was in possession of those animals because he worked, I think, with Toledo Zoo, and he did a lot of Cuban work in the wild in situ and with the zoo, I think. So like some of those animals kind of got passed along to friends of his, kind of thing, when he passed. Actually, his kid is an arachnologist that does some cool stuff like that. I think one of the guys out that I used to work with, like they were kind of, and other like Pierce and that, like they were all buddies with them back in the day too. Like I think Pierce, who's from BC, he's got to see Huff's collection kind of before the end and that, so that was kind of cool to hear stories from those guys. Yeah, definitely look into it. I'm sure it might actually be in Michael Berger's book. I'm trying to get Michael Berger on, so he said he might come on kind of next fall because he's releasing another book, and I think he's doing a big talk at IHS this year, so that'd be cool because he's another guy he's American zookeeper guy, but he also made his way up here for I think the late 90s or 80s. He did some work out east in Ontario and was a part of herpetological societies for a little bit out there and kept venomous, and he keeps funky boas, like he keeps the Tropodophis and that, or at least did, kind of thing. So yeah, he's another guy, and right now he's a big annihilated tree boa guy. So yeah, there's so many cool niche people that you don't know about. You just have to start digging in the weeds. I only heard about Huff really because like actually his photos are in the old Blue Bible. If you have the old Blue Bible from the 90s from Ross and Marzak, some of his pictures of like boas and pythons are in that book. You just have to see kind of who got credited for them, and you'll see which ones were his. And some of them are animals that are not in the hobby anymore, so that's kind of funky. But yeah, no, he's a cool guy. So I recommend everybody go and look up his name and try to do some herp history on him.
Yeah, old school.
Kind of neat. Yeah, old school, like way before us.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out of where to go with Cody, but without talking about the same stuff we did last time, but nobody heard it, so I'm not sure it really matters. Before that, Cleoca Jane, I mean, what a great name. I just saw that. Sorry. So Cody, let's start with like you kind of told us a little bit quickly about your season, how it's going. So I kind of heard it before, but how's your whole setup? Like, I know you've got a shop, you've got your house, you've got multiple levels. Do you want to just kind of describe to us how you care for your animals, like just general, like the upstairs is this, the mid floor is this, etc.?
Yeah, so I got essentially, I think not include, like it's a 3-level building. I think not including the top level, it's around 6,700 square feet. But that includes like a workshop and a car garage or whatever, right? So, the top level is where I live. I don't really keep any animals up here. There's like 6 emeralds behind me, but that's it. Then on the main level, it's essentially split. The main level is split into like 4 sections. The front section is the retail store. Behind that, I have, there's like a quarantine area, and then a couple other open big rooms that are all like various lizards, like monitors for the most part, and uromastics and stuff. The section behind that is all fish. That's where all the stingrays and stuff are. I have a rodent room where I've got some freedom breeder racks in there. And then behind that is the workshop, like where I build all the enclosures and stuff. And then there's 2 basements, a basement under the front half and a basement under the back half. The basement under the front half is the snake basement. There's some monitors mixed in there too. And then I have a basement under the back half, which I've just started working on again. I just got a big dump bin and emptied out most of the stuff. So it's essentially just a big concrete basement. and that is being renovated into the large monitor basement. So it'll fit a lot of the bigger monitors anyway. It'll just fit a bunch of I'm gonna do a bunch of 8 foot by 4 foot by 7 foot enclosures. So then I'll have it divided up nicely. The one basement will be only snakes. The other basement will be only big Indicus complex monitors, and then the main level can be all like the dwarf monitors and tree monitors and grow up Indicus stuff. So that's kind of how I have it divvied up, anyways.
Awesome. That'll be cool. So with the bigger monitors, what are you kind of looking for those guys? Because obviously you got the Ioana Y, and then what else? Because you have the tricolors and the blue tails, or did you only have one of those?
Nope. I've got 3 blue tails and soon to be 4 tricolors, and then 4 peach throats. A pair of torch monitors, a pair of mangrove monitors, through 3 quints, got some spinulosus monitors, green tree monitors, Kimberley rock, Pilbara rock monitors, Ackies. I think that's it for monitors.
Nice. Were you gonna raise up any of those? What came in? Were they the white throats or the black throats? I'm just
Not my style.
No,
I don't like the. Yeah, I've never really been into them. They gotta have a long neck with small scales.
Yeah.
Any of those
I agree. I'm
ones.
with you.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of neat as babies, but when they get pretty big, it's like Ty's growing up one of them to keep at the shop, but it's like
Yeah, they're cool, but it needs to resemble a snake, you know.
Yeah, those
And they're
monitors
too
are
damn
cool.
big. Like, how do you house a black throat? Like,
I had one black throat when I was really young, like Michael's age. Uh, I had and she was like 6.5 feet, and I housed her in a room. She literally had the full room, and it was the only way to go, and had her for many, many years. It was kind of fun. I actually thought they were really cool, but back then you really didn't have much choice. You had like water monitors, savanna monitors, or a black throat monitor. That was basically all that was coming in. Well, yeah.
yeah.
So maybe now monitors too. Like there wasn't much.
Well, and I mean, they're cool if you do it that way, right? It's like your one pet monitor. But God, when you got 50 of them, no room for that.
Just by curiosity, all those huge cages you're going to build, what do you build them in? Like, what's the material or what's the setup like? So you were saying like 7 by 9 by some whatever square. Like, are you building about a 2x4 and like chain link or?
Yeah, all chain link. No. So all the smaller cages are PVC. Like up to 4 foot by 4 foot is PVC. Those 8 foot by 7 foot ones, I don't know. I'm so rough on them and everything that I can't bring myself to use PVC for them. Because they're just, you know what I mean, you beat them up. So those are all plywood.
Even the small monitors, don't they destroy the PVC?
No.
I feel like their nails would just like go right through, like not right through that, but you know what I mean? Like they would mark. Like you have a screw, you put a little screw right through it, you can mark the PVC so easily.
Yeah, I think there's just not enough pressure behind it. You know what I mean? So they don't do anything, but with most of them have backgrounds in them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like Greg hasn't had an issue with his black trees and in the way he has it set up, but I think I'm probably gonna get him to change some of it eventually. Maybe throw some cork slabs, like because he could easily screw some cork slabs on the back, but he did it nice and tried to do like the nice kind of jungle background and stuff. But
Yeah,
no, it looks nice, and like they're doing pretty well in there now. So yeah, it's cool to see, but I think like how you'd probably do it, where I'm assuming you're gonna probably put some cork or at least something for them to kind of climb on at the back and add some
Yeah,
surface area to it, like kind of like
yeah,
what some other guys do.
mine are all over the place right now because I'm in kind of a transitional phase. All my old ones have got like nice a mix of like universal rock that I've done cement to match the universal rock or whatever. But I'm trying to go more, as much as I hate to say it, more standard breeder style, I guess. Like easier to disinfect and stuff. So for like my 4 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot ones, I'm doing black lattice. Um, so it's all plastic. You can easily sanitize it between each lizard. Um, but then they can still climb every inch of wall, right? And then it looks, nice and clean too. But
Yeah, exactly. Like that sounds like pretty good, right? Like it's still gets that like kind of aesthetic, but then also being super clean, right? Like when you think of cork and stuff, like you can't if you're actually being kind of sanitary and trying not to cross contaminate, like you can't reuse cork for different animals or at least different species, right? Like if you keep a group together, like of the same species, and you're kind of throwing different females together, it's like okay, like you could probably reuse that stuff together. But if you don't want to cross contaminate that with different species, and at least a lattice, it's like okay, we're gonna wash everything, disinfect it, probably let it sit out in the sun for a day, and then you're good, right? That'll kill basically everything, including
yeah, I
crypto.
just soak everything in peroxide, concentrated peroxide. And then I use like a hose. I use garden hoses with like the adjustable thing, and then I put it on that kind of flat, it's like a pressure wash kind of thing. Then I'll just blast it down, and then you can shop vac it out or whatever. So that's kind of what everything's getting transitioned to. Because I have a bunch of all my other 4 foot, like I got stuff out of plywood, stuff that's got rock background, stuff that's. So I'm replacing them all, just matching black PVC design and turfing all the old plywood ones. I got some that are made out of melamine still. Like I mean, just getting rid of all that crap.
Good old melamine cages.
I don't know
Yeah,
why we
dude.
ever built in melamine, man. That shit's so heavy. It's so insane.
Oh, so heavy.
You know, I went from having cages with tons of nice pieces of wood and everything, and slowly as time goes by, you're like, how can I make this more efficient? How can I? And I've changed so many things to the point that I think the animals still have all the necessities, the basic necessities they had with the pretty cages, but now it's
Yeah.
a lot more convenient. You know what I mean? Like, instead of having really fancy hides, if you have just a hide that's like a cement tub that's flipped upside down with a hole, serves the same purpose, serves as a shelf on top, easy to clean, right? Like all the branches and all that nice wood I used to do, and I've been slowly changing into just plastic pipes everywhere and different things because now I can just pass a rag and clean it. I can't clean a log, right? And it's not as pretty for people when they come see your room, but it serves the purpose. You can clean it, you can disinfect it, and I personally think it's 1,000 times better. But visually, not as appealing. So I get what you're doing.
I I always find it interesting too, and you see people that are like, it's not natural, they're not gonna like it, but it's like, man, you go out in a field, you look for animals under a log, and you look for animals under a sheet of tin. One is not natural, but one you're gonna find more animals under, and it's the sheet of tin, you know?
Exactly.
So I think they don't care what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm sure they probably appreciate it the same way, but then in the end, right, like we're keeping animals in boxes. The best we can do is provide them with as much space as we can with the correct amount of kind of hiding and do what we can within what we choose to keep them in, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely,
but if you're going herping and you find a snake in like a tire that's been dumped on the side of the road, you're taking that snake and putting him on the branch to take the picture.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, we gently coerced the snake to go on the branch. It was definitely found like that.
nobody wants the picture with beside the garbage and all that. Like it doesn't look good.
No,
Yeah.
no, definitely not. Alrighty. So how's the reptile shop part of your whole operation going, Codyjoe? Like, is it going well? Is it still mostly feeders, or are you able to kind of move more cages and stuff now, or how's that whole thing going? Because like we all know you
Yeah.
mostly for the breeding of the snakes and the monitors, but it'd be cool to hear about the shop.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten the shop to where it's kind of just like a one stop now. Like, yeah, for a bit there, you could barely move around in there. There was so much dry goods, but I just had little aisles. It was fucking brutal. But yeah, no, it's the shop is growing. I've put a little bit more attention to the shop instead of my collection. But it's good. And then I got the workshop, so we're moving lots of enclosures out of there, and I put a couple more aquariums in the shop as well. So I've got some stuff in there, like some Asian arowanas and stuff. Yeah, it's good. It's you notice a big shift too, like of how much busier it is. Say when I look back on it from when the shop was only 3 years old, like the amount of foot traffic through a day to now is an insane difference actually. Sometimes it's hard to only have 2 people in the store.
Yeah, for
Which is
sure.
good.
So you still have just one employee that works? Is he working full time now, or are they still kind of part time?
He's here every day. Yeah, he's here every day for 8 hours.
Nice.
Which
Nice, that's
is,
good.
well,
That means you're busy.
5 days. Yeah. And then it enables me to kind of do what I got to do. For the rest of
Exactly.
it.
lets you go and kind of fiddle with stuff, and like you can come and check on him kind of thing, and then move back and work on cages or whatever else you kind of want to work on, right? So it's all good.
Yeah, he's been handling it good too, and especially now that we're expo season too. Like I'm going a lot, so he holds it down pretty good, which is nice.
Nice. And yeah, you're closed Sunday and Monday, so he just has to worry about the Friday and the Saturday kind of thing, right? And Monday, no, you're not even open Monday, so you're all good. You have Monday to kind of recuperate and catch up on things.
Yeah, it helps for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely have to make my way up there at some point when I come and visit Greg in Calgary. I'll have to do the extra hour and a bit up to you, because that'll be cool to see your shop.
Yeah, it's not a terrible drive. Yeah, like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's a bit
so
further for me.
just a wee bit.
Yeah. It take you a few days.
Might take me a few days. So you've been talking about building cages, right? Do you make PVC cages and you retail them? Is that what I'm thinking, or
Yeah.
do you have a CNC, or how are you doing them?
Yeah. Yep. I bought a CNC. I think at the start of winter or something, maybe. So
How's the learning curve on that thing? Like, did you destroy a few cages and a few panels, and eventually you started getting better? Or I've always been curious. It's not a tool I'll ever buy, but it's like it'd be cool to have one to build everything I want.
Well, I messed up my first panel, and I did like kind of a dry run, like with the bit above the PVC, and I was like, oh yeah, it looks like it's going to be bang on, right on. And then when I measured the pieces, it was all over the place. Like it was one direction, it would be off a half an inch, and the other direction it was off a 16th of, like it was. So that was kind of a pain to figure out how to calibrate it. But honestly, like I'm not a techie guy at all. I can't stand that. I can't stand paperwork. I can't stand any stagnant jobs where you really got to sit and think and not do something. But once I figured out how to do it, it was like I spent a night just cutting up every single piece of scrap material I had in my building. You cut a piece and it's that much closer, so then you adjust and then you cut it again and then you Um, so yeah, that was a bit of a pain, but now I've got it figured out at least to where I need to have it figured out. Like there's so many things that you can do that I still have got to figure out so I could do like some more in-depth designs, but no, yeah, I got it. And for me, I don't want to get crazy with the whole cage thing. Like since I opened the store, I have pretty much always built all like the 4-footers and stuff that I sell. But I was doing it by hand, so it took way too long. But yeah, I essentially just want to build cages for the store and for myself. I'm not looking to grow it to where I never do I want to ship cages or any of that crap. Like,
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
else can have that side of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I hear Greg all the time because he'll ship cages to the U.S. and that, and you're worrying the whole time, especially if you gotta pre-assemble them because the person doesn't want them, like even going to shows, right? It's like, oh, we want it pre-assembled, so we gotta build the cage at the show, and then the person didn't think that it doesn't fit in their car, so then they have to go and do it. So yeah, it's a lot of extra stress kind of thing. But yeah, no, that's great, right? Like if you can have those cages, like because a 4-foot fish tank is really heavy, even if it's a glass terrarium, right? So 4-foot cages are like that, and even 3-foot cages are like that nice base model cage that you can sell all day long with corn snakes and ball pythons and boas, and obviously you can make bigger for when you sell olives and stuff to local people.
Yeah, I do, and I do. God, all kinds of sizes for people, but and it helps too, right? Because you're selling them a PVC enclosure the way that you would want to set it up, and then they're not dealing with the animals not feeding or shedding like crap, or versus when you're selling them a glass terrarium and then saying, well, cover this screen here, and then black out the wall. It's so much better, yeah.
Oh, I forgot to put the bricks on it, and they got out.
Yeah, like no, yeah. So yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a good system, and I'm a very resourceful guy. Like I've never been the type of guy that if I have to learn a new skill so that I don't have to pay somebody to do it for me, I'll do it, man. Like, if I want to get into guitars and I got to build a guitar myself, I'll learn how to do it. Like, I don't. So, if I can breed feeders, I'll breed feeders. If I can bag substrate, I'll bag substrate. Like, I try and do as much of it as possible in the building. Because obviously it's more profitable that way.
Yeah, exactly. And then you also know more what's going in it, right? Like, I know, like, back in BC, some of the frog breeders would kind of do up their own substrates and stuff. Like, all the materials are there. Like, anybody could do it, but people are just too lazy to, like, actually just, like, put it together and get it all in bulk ahead of time when anybody could do it. It's just sometimes... But then that's an opportunity to capitalize on, which we need to kind of do more, and it's good that you're doing it.
Oh yeah, and it's because so many people too, right? They live in like a really nice apartment, so they don't want to be getting a bunch of tubs of different substrates and mixing it and storing the bulk. They just want a nice pretty bag that they can put it in their thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Awesome. Alrighty, Dom.
Cool.
Yeah, he just got a cat.
It's my rat. Look at this little rat.
If I was gonna have a cat, that would be the type of cat I would have.
I've been looking for a cat for a long while, and I've been trying to figure out what I wanted, and I've always wanted a Sphinx. I just heard so many like crazy stories about how gross they are, or how they leave this brown their oils on their skin everywhere. It's really not that bad. It's really not a big deal. But yeah, I just got her about 2 weeks ago, and it's been fun. She's cute. She makes me happy. It's my only mammal.
Yeah.
Only thing that's actually affectionate in this house is this little cat. Well, I guess my kids, but they don't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get told to leave them Your kids tell you to leave you alone. You don't get as much affection from your kids anymore, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, the kids are fighting, trying to get her to go to sleep with them at night because I always lock her up at night, and I'm like, nope, she sleeps in my room.
She's staying with me the whole time.
Yeah. I'm a big suck. I'm not a dog guy. A lot of people love dogs. I've always been a cat person, so I'm a bit weird like that. But then again, I keep snakes, right? So we're all weird to a certain extent. So Cody, forgetting about the cat. I heard you talk a bit about aquariums and all that. I'm kind of curious, how extensive is like the water aquarium side of the hobby for you? Like how many animals do you have? I heard you've got like do you have arrowheads, arrowpina. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Like I know you have stingrays. I know you have arrow. What is that word? I said it wrong. Arowana? Is that it?
Arowana. Oh,
Yeah,
I
was
have
close.
arowanas, and then
Yep.
arapimas are like the huge ones.
Okay.
You can get arapaima if you want some. They're just you better have the room for them.
Yes.
So what do you keep? Like
Yeah.
how extensive is that side of your collection?
I try my best to only really keep stingrays and Asian arowanas. It's a good mix. They go well together. The arowanas take up the top portion of the tank. The stingrays take up the bottom portion. Generally, they don't bug each other. And then I also have some massive, like 3-foot iridescent sharks, albino iridescent sharks. And then I actually just finally tracked down a couple more giraffe catfish, which is another one that gets pretty big.
Oh, those are awesome.
But they got like a little anteater nose, yeah. So they don't eat any of your other fish or bite them because they got these weird anteater noses where they suck stuff up. So very cool. But that's about it for fish. And then I have a lot of them. But I have some baby tanks in the store. And then for my big personal tanks, I just have I have a 350 gallon and 2,000 gallon tanks. Was it pulling up?
Yeah, is that the
Yeah,
Yeah.
so cool. Giraffe cat, yeah.
that
Yeah,
is
I've seen them on Aquarium Co-op for a few years, but his are like this big in his like 1,000-gallon tank.
I had one bigger than the one that guy is holding in the picture that you clicked. It was probably more like the one to the left of it.
Do me a favor, Michael. Pull up the iridescent shark. What was the full name of that shark?
That's iridescent shark, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Are
do-
they
I do
are they
sharks.
actual sharks? Because I know when like I live. with
No,
my
they're
parents-
just a catfish.
Oh, they
Yeah,
are.
pretty
Okay,
much
that's what
every
I was wondering.
saltwater shark is a catfish, yeah.
Okay, I was trying to figure that out because I remember when my parents had a 1,000-gallon tank when I lived with them, and they had some kind of a shark that they called a shark, but it was like a 12-inch minnow. Really, is what it was.
Yeah. There's a few different ones, but that's mine are white like that. But they're monsters. These two, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get them at PetSmart when they're like that big, when they grow huge.
Yeah.
There's some other.
They were when I got them, there were 3 of them in a little beta bag.
Yeah, yeah. I think they've like Jeremy Wade and stuff have done like gone out to the Mekong and stuff, and like there's a Mekong giant catfish, and that they get even bigger than these guys that are like actually like massive catfish. Yeah, they look pretty much the same, but yeah, like it's pretty cool.
And what's the goal with that, Cody? Is it all again to breed and reproduce and sell in the pet shop?
No, that one for me, I'm just a fiend. I mean, everything that I'm interested in is just snowballs for me. I can't just. So, the arowanas, I keep them all individual. I have no interest in even trying to breed those. The sharks are just. I just have them. And then the stingrays, I've gotten addicted to that. Like, mixing the types, right? As much as I'm not a hybrid guy when it comes to stingrays, I am a hybrid guy because you just make the craziest colors and patterns. And so I have a handful of different hybrid projects with the stingrays, but I don't make any money. Like, I mean, it costs me it comes to feed the stingrays, so there's no money to be made with them. It's just a fun hobby.
Yeah, they're well, even just with the power and the filtration and the heaters and stuff. There's definitely a lot there with the stingrays. Oh, he dropped.
I was gonna say we could. I don't. Did you actually hear the amount of money it cost them to take care of them? Because
No, I didn't hear that. I'm gonna assume he just said it costs more to take care of them than he makes from breed. Like he's bred a lot of them, but it's also kind of tough, right? Like shipping fish and stuff. You ship them the same as reptiles, but then you gotta have pure oxygen, and you gotta like they can be a little more finicky, especially stingrays kind of thing, right? Like they're bigger fish too. You can't just ship them in like a really tiny bag. Like they probably need a box for. You probably ship a few babies in a box, but yeah, I'll just have him log back on.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll make it back. See, this is the reason why our last show didn't work because his internet sucks. But
It's
at least
definitely
now that
been
we're
better. It's definitely better. Like it's actually like uploading at. It was
really?
uploading like pretty like a touch slower than normal, but like still way better. So yeah, you might just have some extra stuff going on too. He could have more stuff on his Wi-Fi.
So why don't you tell everybody what you've been doing lately with your amphibian craze?
Alrighty. So yeah, I was preparing those Pac-Man frogs last week. No eggs yet with those guys, so I kind of separated them and fed the females. And I think I'm gonna at least wait a week or maybe two, kind of thing. Like I'm gonna. I don't want them to like regurge but then they'll probably end up pooping in the water too. So kind of let them build up some eggs because now they know that it's probably gonna come again. And then yeah, the male was calling as soon as I got separated them, which is kind of funny. It's like, well, he couldn't have done this like the last like week you were in there. Like he was calling at the beginning, but now he stopped for the last few days, kind of thing. So yeah, there's all that. But then the newts are all doing good. I've been raising the baby yellow spotted newts. The group I got a few weeks ago is now, I think they're gonna kick it into gear and start laying a bunch of eggs because there's 2 females in that group out of the 4. So I think they'll. Like, because it took like a month for my other 2 to kind of start going that I had when I brought them here. And now those guys are kind of like starting to see a couple more eggs than they were laying, kind of thing. So every time you water change, they lay a few more. So every day you're taking out a couple, but it'd be nice if because the other ones, like there was a couple weeks there where there'd be like 5-10 eggs a day kind of thing. So yeah. Those eggs are now hatching out. They kind of take like a month or so, 3 weeks.
So
to
what
a
do you
month,
do with
actually.
the eggs? Like, where
So
are you putting them?
So I have them set up, like I have it all set up in my basement. So it's like I don't know mid low 60s in my basement. So they're at like their perfect temperature. Like the yellow spotteds are fine, kind of anywhere from in the 60s to the low 70s kind of thing. Like they could go for short periods of time a little warmer if it got hot. I kept them on the main floor of the other house I lived in, so they were just fine doing that. And then I actually brumated them for a couple months with the colubrids on like some damp substrate, and they were perfectly fine for 3 months, like a colubrid out of water in there. But these guys are like one of those where you could give them land and they'll use a little bit of it, but you can also just keep them fully aquatic and they're perfectly fine like that too.
Keep talking. My daughter's knocking at the door. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, we got the newts going there. Yeah, I'm just feeding the adults daily too to kind of beef them up a bit. Some frozen brine. They eat frozen brine really well. The babies, I'm feeding them live brine, so just like a little bit of it at a time, and it's getting me back in the groove of raising baby brine every day kind of thing, just like the catfish. So just try not to overfeed and do some water changes because I'm just wait for Dominic to hop back on here. But yeah, with the larval salamanders and the eggs, I've got them into 2.5 gallon tanks, and then I've put like a whole group, like a month's worth in one tank, and then I'm now the next month worth is in another. Then I got another 5 gallon cube kind of going that I might move larvae into kind of thing. And then I'm kind of slowly moving it like that, and then I'm trying to keep up on the water changes and keeping them all good and trying not to crash the baby newts at all. But yeah, so far so good. Alrighty, we got Codyjoe back now.
Welcome
Different
back.
location.
Alrighty, I'm sure it was like it was actually working pretty good. Like you were uploading like pretty close to like how it should upload. So I was kind of surprised you dropped off.
Yeah, the internet was fine, but it's like the computer up there is a Chromebook, like it's a piece of garbage, so maybe that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
So I'm in the shop now, so it should be better.
Okay, sounds good. All good. Alrighty.
Katie, where do we want to take
talking?
it now?
Oh, yeah, we were
Finrod?
talking about fish. So I have a question for the kind of like the fish part of your shop. Are you thinking about maybe doing like more of like an aquarium kind of section, or just keeping it to the stingrays and arowanas? Because I haven't seen your shop, so I don't know how much space you got, kind of to expand possibly.
No. When I first moved in here, I built a fish room. Um, and I never ended up opening it. I quickly took that over with lizard breeding. But I thought about just having some more tanks in the store, but only Asian arowanas and stingrays or other like expensive monster fish. But
Yeah.
I've got no interest in doing like little community fish or cichlids or
Yeah, I get that. Like I love my community. I like my rare tetras and rare catfish kind of thing. But yeah, no, like the aquarium hobby is like some like I like when people say the aquarium hobby is like great and stuff because it can be, especially like with the nerdy people kind of like us, but like aquarium version. That's always cool. But like the fish hobby, sometimes I would say it's almost worse than the reptile hobby in terms of bad customers and stuff. Like working like like they're both kind of like similar, but like dealing like if you were to take on the fish thing, and like you spend $10,000 on fish and half of them show up dead, and then you get screwed by the importers and exporters, and it's like a big waste of time and money kind of thing.
yeah, man. And if you've ever worked in a fish store,
Oh, I
all
have.
day it's people coming back with baggies of dead fish that you got to replace. Like, so after seeing that for so long, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll never have a fish store. Like, because people just kill everything and then are like, you sold me bad fish. And it's like, no.
Yeah, and then you got to test their water and then all that fun stuff. But then you're kind of wasting money on that too. And it's like there's obviously lots of great people that start, and fish are like a kind of a gateway for a lot of people into even reptiles. Like I think I kept fish before I kept lizards kind of thing. But it's like yeah, it's one of those like you hear Eric and that they're like, oh yeah, the fish hobby's so great. They spend all this money, but it's like no, fish people are extremely cheap. Like they get upset over a $2 fish, which is like a feeder rodent for us. So like when you get into that, it's like no, I think we actually have it better than we think we do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like I said, I got like some arowanas for sale in the store right now, but they're like 1,200-1,400 bucks. So
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's kind of a different type of customer. If you're buying those, then you should
Yeah.
generally already have fish experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember working at a different fish store, and yeah, we would get in. Like you get in the Jardinis, right? Like they
Yep.
would come in pretty cheap. Right, you can get those for like $100 or so. I think probably even cheaper now. I don't know. That was 5, 6 years ago. But like yeah, the Asians, right? They were anywhere from you could. I think you could maybe find some six, seven, $800 ones, but then
Yeah, red tail
obviously it goes
golds are
up from
usually
there.
$700. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you obviously go up to probably thousands of dollars for some of the higher end ones, right? So it's all, yeah, they're cool, and it's nice to see some of like the when you actually see people keep them up to a big size and they actually grow up looking like the ones that get really red and stuff. Like that's a phenomenal looking fish kind of thing.
Oh yeah, man. And there's something about them, like they just consume your mind. You can't stop looking at them, and something special about arowanas for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, same with stingrays. I wouldn't mind having maybe getting stingrays eventually, but I don't know. I need to save up some money now again and maybe think about that as long as I don't get consumed with other little fish and reptiles and stuff.
Get stingrays if you want to save up some money. You'll
Yeah,
lose it all quick.
that's true. Alrighty, Dom.
It's funny because I hear you guys talking about fish and spending thousands on fish and all that, and in my mind, it's like completely ridiculous. Like I don't even. But then again, I'm like, spending 5 grand on a snake is totally normal, right? Totally normal. But
Yeah.
spending $1,000 on a fish, like in my head, they're like, $9.99 at the pet store or things like that. But I
Well,
guess
people
it's just
complain about the like, what is it? I was like, oh, I'm gonna get back into fish like probably a year and a half ago. It's like, okay, I'll get these like cool tetras that are like $10, and ooh, they're expensive tetras. And then of course, like that same store brings in some other cool stuff from Germany and that big aquarium glazer, and like they have $40 or $50 tetras, and it's like, yeah, I like those are cool, but I need some disposable money if I was ever gonna spend that. It's like I think I'll just stick with these like slightly cooler ones, that are super hardy. I think I'll just stick with those. But yeah, you can like, but that's the thing, right? With fish, like depending on what it is or what it, like whether it's a catfish or a tetra or whatever. But like some of them are $50 is a lot of money for some fish. They're $150, right? Like there's some rare stuff that was kind of expensive a long time ago, and it comes down, and then you're like, oh shit, that's actually affordable. When like, oh look, there's $1,500 on a pair of snakes or something, and that's like, that's not that bad.
Funny how that escalates. Yeah, even with the snakes, it's like I remember the first time I spent $1,000 on a pair of snakes, and it was like, whoa. And then after that, it was like $1,000. Yeah, I'll take them. Like, $2,000. Yeah. Okay.
that limit keeps increasing. It's like
Yeah.
most expensive animal I ever got was like $300. Then 2 years later, I got a $600. Then 1,000. Then 2,000. And it just at some point it's like, well, I just spent 5 grand on a pair, and then I spent. Then you're like, but half the time, all that money is not really coming out of your wallet anymore. It's kind of coming out of the breedings of other things that kind of help, and that's why it feels like we keep justifying the spending.
It's
So
basically free. I mean,
yeah, it's snake money. It doesn't actually. It's not real money. It's just snake money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I still have a block in my head for over a certain amount of money to buy an animal, but I've gotten pretty close to that.
I think so I don't know about you guys. My maximum is 6K for a pair. Is the max that I've spent on. What about you, Cody? I'm guessing you went much higher. No?
no, I don't think. Pretty somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Mike?
Oh, not even close to that. I think I've only was it? It was probably like I guess in value wise, probably those rings from you, but then I kind of lucked out on that deal in terms of being able to have snakes to move and trade a little bit, right? Like I don't know, maybe 1,500 for a pair of Angolans kind of thing, or and probably again for a pair of Kentuckys. Like maybe the most for one snake was like probably like 1,200 importing the female Kentucky back when they were still 700 American. But like that's kind of I've been able to kind of keep it at like a reasonable amount.
For now.
For now, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll breed a couple more. You'll make a few $1,000, and you're like, I've always wanted these, and then the money comes in,
Yeah.
the money goes right back out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with what I got. Like, I wanted the rings since I was like a little kid, and looking at Henry's site from when Henry had all the stuff that they bred back in the early 2000s with the rings and stuff, and he actually kept the site up to date, and he had that like ring thing and all that. I was like, okay, those are cool. I need those. And Angolans are kind of bugging me for a couple of years, and the Bahamas are like kind of like that like project that like I'm never getting rid of. If I had to get rid of everything, I would still keep those guys just to kind of keep them going. I think that's the only snake I'd really kind of need to get. Like I don't need anything, but it'd be cool to import some more Grandpa line stuff from Germany because I think what's his name, Michael Sena, that works with Jeff Murray on the Caribbean Boa website. He has that line, so at least it should be fairly straightforward to import from Germany. especially when they came legally from the USA.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, fingers crossed that he maybe produces some at the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to produce some of those other ones too.
Yeah, I would too. Like oh yeah, they locked up the other week. They're actually like kind of okay with each other now. Like when they touch each other, they're not flinging around. Like they're not sitting with each other all the time, but like they're at least fine with each other. And the other male's kind of going a little nuts still. So hopefully they're locking up randomly.
Yeah, they're my pair too, man. My male just hides in the water bowl when you put them together. Fuck.
Yeah, mine hate the water. Like I don't like I'm trying to mist them down daily still. Like in the
Oh,
morning
mine
before
hate
I go to
that.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're actually she's kind of chill with it now. Like the male kind of moves a bit, but like she's kind of like she'll move a little bit, but then she doesn't really care anymore. So I think keeping it consistent might work. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm just gonna leave them together for the next like 4 months and see if she pops out some babies in the fall.
That seems to work. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because yeah, they're theoretically straightforward. Like Steve Woodward seems to breed them whenever he tries, and he's in Arizona and he can breed like any West Indian boa. So I think Jeff's almost thinking he should send some of his because I think Jeff had I don't think he has Exul, but he has like Ford Eye and some other. Oh no, he has Chrysogaster. He's one of the only guys with Chrysogaster in the U.S. The Turks and Caicos, and I'm not sure if he's actually even bred them yet. Like they lock up for him all the time. They just haven't been able to kind of produce. So yeah, Steve is like
Yeah.
the main guy doing it. I think.
I thought those Bahamas were no problem when I bred them that first time. I was like, oh, fuck, whatever. Got
Yeah,
lucky. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Those would be an achievement. Like if those go for me, it's like, okay, so I'm gonna send you a box of just babies and just take them and get them started, and just in case something happens, at least somebody else has some animals just in case, right? Like those are an animal that kind of needs to be kind of treated like that kind of thing, right? Like we definitely don't want to lose those when they're hard enough to find, even in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, Dom. What are you got any other questions right now?
I do actually. So, do you breed both rings and duns? Am I right on that one?
Yeah. The Duns, this was the first year. I had a female, and then Joe out in BC had a male that he sent me on loan. First year we missed the window. Like I got him as her follicles were already kind of coming down. Um, but this year too, I kind of shit the bed on it as well. I got 20 eggs out of them, but as I've probably mentioned before, I've been doing a lot of experimenting with how I've been keeping everything and my breeding. So in turn, I've had some fertility issues. So like I said, those duns were due to hatch like yesterday. But there's only 9 eggs left. So this would be the first year for the duns. Yeah.
Fingers crossed that they're hatching like right now.
I hope so for you, man. How's your care for them? Are you taking care of them the same way for the rings and the duns, or are they any different?
I keep the rings a lot more moist. Essentially, I keep almost everything. I try and keep my room around 60% humidity. So in turn, I keep most things on shavings, and then they have like a humid hide box, which serves as a nest box. They'll have like a cave style hide that's on the shavings, and then a hide box, nest box that's got cocoa or something in it, which is how I keep the duns and the maclots and all of that. But my ring pythons, white lip pythons, and rainbow boas, I keep them all just straight on like the fine coconut fiber, and I keep that pretty damp. But otherwise, I mean, the temperatures are pretty well the same. but I have done the last few years, I've converted to just 100% ambient. Nothing has any basking spots or heat sources or anything. So my room essentially, my temperatures are between like, I guess on the lowest, 78 to 85, we'll say. But what I did was, like I said, I've been experimenting just to find out my best way. So I try to completely eliminate out nighttime drops and just run pretty much straight temps. And last year I thought I was having incubator issues because I changed to a different incubator that had a lot more airflow. So I thought maybe that was the problem. But this year with the duns and everything, like I was candling the eggs and there was kind of they were weaker eggs, weaker veins. So I've come to the conclusion the issue is by eliminating all the heavy nighttime drops, I have the follicles, I think, and the sperm is not getting as cool as it needs to. So yeah, that's something I'm going to tweak. I think that's my final piece to the puzzle. Because with the ambient and everything breeds like crazy, like multiple popwin clutches in a season, rings, multiple white lips, green trees, everything. So it's in the right direction there. There just needs to be some fine tuning. So next season, I'll bring back in some more serious nighttime drops in temperature. And I think
I
that
was going to ask you, why are you trying to remove the night times?
I wanted to see if it was necessary to even have it. And it wasn't, well, not really at first it wasn't, but when I did ambient right now, I kind of keep everything's ambient temperature a little bit hotter, right? Because there's no basking. So I kind of am keeping them in that temperature that they're trying to get their body to on a regular day to day. And so I thought maybe it wasn't necessary to have the nighttime drops. And as I was getting closer and closer to that, it wasn't necessary. But as soon as I completely almost eliminated it, then I started running into kind of weaker eggs. So I just wanted to see, right, what was necessary and what wasn't, essentially.
Yeah, for sure.
And sorry, go Mike.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess my thought on it is like maybe you could even like in the summer if it like the summer would probably be a time where it like isn't as like if say it like maybe drops to 75 at night kind of thing, like it doesn't drop as much, but in the winter you could probably, depending on the species, I guess you could go back to kind of how like you could probably play with it a bit, where do you need to go all the way down or do you just need like maybe 70 to 75 kind of thing? Because
Well, with my basement too, the thing, because I did for maybe like a week this year, right? But the season is so broad, depending on what species. So I completely cut all the heat off to the basement, just turn it off. And the coldest it'll get is like 70. So, yeah. So next year, what I will do is like starting in October till like whatever March, I'll just turn the heat off at night. And the lowest I can ever get it is like 70. So
yeah,
I think
that'll
would
probably do that probably would like I don't have any experience breeding the pythons and stuff yet, but I would think that would probably help you out a bit, at least create a bit of difference.
I mean, that's the lowest
right?
I ever really went. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think you'd hear guys struggling with the olives, and like in Australia, they sometimes have to drop their olives down to like the 50s at night or something, and then warm them back up, kind of like their diamonds almost. But like you have no issue.
Owen said that's the way he does it.
Yeah, like I don't think he drops it to the 50s, but he drops it definitely
Owen.
into the 60s.
Eric and Owen NPR, he says that he tried to breed him a couple times that the regular winter breeder couldn't get it, and then he was really cruel and brought him really low in the. I think he went down to like the mid 50s to get him going.
Diamonds or olives?
Olives. Because he basically treated them like his breadlie kind of thing and took him outside of his room and just, like, still warming him up during the day, but give them that cool night drop kind of thing.
Well,
I-
and that's where I kind of was like, in my head, I wanted to experiment and not do any cooling because I've bred olives every year, a lot of the time, multiple clutches a year since 2012. And even if I don't try, they just start building huge follicles. And then Mark Isbell in Calgary, he bred diamonds every year. And he didn't do it. He didn't cool them either. They were just in his room and they bred every year. So that was part of why I wanted to experiment. But
I think it depends on which animals you have, right? Because some animals, they need barely anything to get them going, right? And others need pretty much everything. And I think if you've raised the majority of your animals from neonates all the way up to that, you can probably get them to go a lot easier. But you know, you take diamonds, for instance. Most people that have diamonds don't have success breeding them, right? So the fact of hearing that, just like most people that have Brettles, if you have Brettles and you don't cool them, most of them usually don't go. But you still hear the person like, I didn't even cool them down and they produced eggs. It does happen,
yeah,
right? But I think it's more like if you take your white lips, like most people who don't just have white lips, put them together and get eggs, right? They put a lot of work into it and they work hard. So there's certain species that, yes, it works. Certain ones that I would say it's just you're lucky and it's a fluke, and it's those specific animals. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, they all seem to need some tweaking for sure. But
So is your whole goal with doing ambient and basically just to make it easier? Is that the best way to put it? Like make everything more streamlined and less work with the amount of animals you have?
there's actually a number of reasons. I've been back and forth about it for I don't know, a decade at least. I noticed anytime I had like a quarantine room set up or something, and it was just ambient, you know, animals in big tubs, whatever, and I just heated the room. They always did really well. I mean, they shed perfect every time, even if you didn't spray them or like, you know what I mean? They did, in my opinion, a little better. Yeah. And then in circumstances where, you know, like when I was younger, I moved around a lot, right? So there'd be some times where I would have to just heat a room, you know? And then my breedings worked out really well at those particular times as well. So just coincidentally, over years, I noticed whenever I was in that position, it worked really good. And then I looked at guys that were doing ambient or at least more on that scale to where they had very minimal basking. And, you know, I mean, look at the guys, man. Ed Marino for Emerald Tree Boas, man. The best of the best. You know, you look at Terry Phillips, bred everything there is. You know, look at Ryan Young, man. Like, I think Ryan Young is not full ambient, but he's like right on the cusp, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the guy's bred everything. Like, everyone that I've seen that did it was like the master, right? So to me, it just made sense. And then when I was thinking about the way that they live, like the monitor lizards and stuff, right? They're out baking in the sun. A lot of lizards are like that. But most of these pythons, yeah, sure, they'll like expose themselves to some sun. But in general, they're living an ambient lifestyle in the wild, right? So it just kind of made sense to me. Especially when they're out and about, right? At night, sure, they might be hugging the road if it's cold out or something, but I don't know. It just seemed to me like that's more how they were living. And I've also lost everything in a house fire. So I always get very nervous of having so many heating devices and stuff. So I wanted to eliminate that as well. And I figured it would just be so much nicer too to just have a room and I could put stuff wherever I wanted and not have to stretch this cord or get more outlets or you don't know when stuff's working or not working, you know. The amount of times I had heat tape malfunction, like, yeah, it was kind of every aspect of it. And I found once I started doing it, species that I had no success with, all of a sudden I had success with every time. So it was a number of things for me that led to it, really.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome to hear. Cause like, yeah, I agree, right? Like Terry Phillip and Ryan, like Ryan will like he's kind of tweaked it in a way like he probably took after Terry as well, right? Like I think Terry did either some papers or I remember hearing Eric and Owen talk about it, or maybe it was even Nick talking about it on NPR about how he was able to breed like every python species almost ambient. But then he did run into some like with inlands and bredli, I think, where it was like a little less success kind of thing. But
Yeah.
that's probably, or it might have even been with coastals or something. Whereas like that little bit, like they probably could have used like a bump of heat in whether it was breeding or maybe could have used a little more cooling. But you're figuring that out, right? Like you gotta like you're already doing that now, right? You're in the middle of figuring out, okay, we got to tweak this just a little bit, and maybe with the emeralds and stuff, you might figure out. Like I think Ryan maybe uses some basking, like he uses like a some sort of
I
low
think he uses like a
wattage,
ceramic or something.
yeah, like
Yeah.
just like a 25-watt ceramic just for like gravid emeralds and maybe some pythons, but it's very minimal, right? Like it's that just a little bump kind of thing, and then but like yeah, like he's like you, where I don't think we had him on a few weeks ago, and yeah, he wasn't. I don't think he was cooling too much. Like he might cool a bit, like you're doing, like you're gonna try doing. But yeah, no, it's really cool to kind of hear how you're, and then obviously like this whole strategy goes into the Indo Pythons and how they want to roll. Like it'd be cool to see you work with Timors now again and see kind of how that could work maybe in your favor for those in the future.
Yeah, and I think they're all yeah, it's tweaking, right? Like I think in general people just follow too much. Like you can't do that because this guy said that you know, it's like I would yeah, I found over the years it's best to just try it, figure it out yourself, right? Like and so it's been successful. I mean, I think next year once I bring back a little bit more nighttime cooling and with Terry Phillips and stuff too, I think he keeps them like 80 degrees. Whereas
Yeah,
mine
yeah, it was like it
are
was a
like up
little,
to
it was a
85.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was, you know,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I recall that too. Yeah, yeah.
I often wonder though if the whole ambient thing works better for equatorial species, like anything that's closer to the center of the Earth, where center, whatever, equator, maybe not the actual center. Um, just those species tend to have much more higher temps and much more stable temps. But as you go like closer to the poles, any of those pythons tend to have much more larger temperature swings, right? I'm just not sure like if we took, for example, like diamond pythons, or you took bowline pythons, or you took any of those species that are much cooler, I don't see how you could do it ambient. I don't know if anybody's having any success with and doing ambient with those kind of species. Are they?
I don't, I don't know, because I mean, the Popwins are very similar to the Bolins.
Yeah.
And I mean, but also the way that I do it too is species that need it cooler, I put them on the bottom level against the exterior walls. So those do get cooler. Which is why I do the 85 because it's 85 up top, but it can get kind of cold on the floor level against the exterior walls, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I totally get
Yeah, it
that.
does.
Yeah, like you
So,
can figure it out.
yeah, that's kind of why I go so high as 85 because like a lot of like my South American boas and stuff, I'll keep them towards that warmer, stable range. But then some of those, like I have all the male Dominicans and stuff too, like along the floor on an exterior wall,
Yeah.
and they'll get it down in the 70s for sure. But
Yeah, I honestly keep mine on like the Bahamas. I'm keeping them kind of. I see them as more of like an ambient. Like they all bask. Like I keep the one that your baby from 2021. I keep him with actually a bulb, and he basks every day, and it's cool to see. But then the like he almost coils up like a green tree every day underneath it. It's pretty neat. But the big female Bahamas and the males, I just keep them with a heat panel and kind of set the heat panel to like 80, knowing that the room's at 75 or so, so it's gonna warm. It's gonna give them a hot spot in the probably the mid to high 80s if they want to get up close. But then it's gonna keep more of an ambient kind of in the cage itself.
yeah, it's funny to watch. I mean, diamonds, I would like to try diamonds. I'm actually I'm trying to buy a big female because I got a customer who's got one, and he's been in jail like a few times,
Oh,
and
yeah,
so
yeah,
so
yeah.
random people come in like to buy feeders for it, and I just keep telling them like, if he ever wants to sell it, like I'll give some money for it. But it's big, huge female diamond that free roams in the house.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, man, you should sell me that snake.
Yeah, we can talk about more of that off air.
You can send
Yeah.
her to me. I'll take care of her.
Yeah, yeah. Because you got some really nice diamonds, right?
Yeah, I got a nice pair. Actually, I just paired them up this week, so we'll see. Um,
Nice.
I got a reduced pattern female and a San Diego Zoo male. The only thing is they're both like basically 4 years old, so they're just at the cusp where they could breed, but realistically, like the female still doesn't have that fat head. You know what I mean? Like it hasn't. She's got more like of a slender, narrow, like arrowhead instead of having like the big. I don't know what they call
Sure.
those things on top, like the. I don't know. It probably has a name, but
I know.
anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. To me, the head's not there yet, but I'm pairing them, and I mean they're sleeping together. They're cuddling for the past week. I haven't seen a lock, but if it happens, it happens. But my pessimistic self says it's not happening this year. It's next year. So
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't think they're ready.
Yeah, it's a good mock year at least. Same with your roughies should go though. That'll be cool.
The roughies are 100% ready, but they're doing fuck all. They're just
Yeah.
they're not pairing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like they're huge. They're together. They cuddle, but I've never seen a lock. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing
Maybe you
wrong.
gotta give them the diamond treatment and cool them down. Even though I've heard people don't even cool them that much. So
Well, again, like
Gary Phillip.
yeah,
yeah, you would argue that roughies are more almost equatorial, right? Like they're in the north and the northern end of Australia, right? They're getting to probably
Yeah.
not have that much temperature swings.
yeah,
So-
but it's almost the same kind of environment as olives though. Like I don't know. Actually, oh yeah, it was Matt Somerville when he found his because he actually went out to the Mitchell Plateau. It was like freezing out. Like it was like literally like 40 degrees or something when they found one. Like it was like almost like borderline actually freezing when they were out there. So it does get cold out where roughies are. I think I recall that story now. That was a few years ago that podcast was out.
I did cool them down to about 65, so they went through the whole cycling thing. So I don't think I'd go lower than that. I really don't think they need it. And now I'm at the point where I'm feeding them once every 2 weeks and like big meals now just to try to see if that can get them going. But I'm kind of at the point where one of my girls is getting pretty chunky. So
That
kind
could
of
be a
like
good
I don't
sign.
want to break her completely before. I was hoping she would go and then she'd lose all that weight. So I got to kind of be careful. But
What do you have,
I
a
don't know.
trio?
yeah, I've got a trio. I've got a 1.2. So, and one female is a bit smaller, but even the small female is 100% ready. Like she's 5.5 feet and like, I don't know, like probably this big around. Like she's got good size. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, man.
Just leave them together. They'll do it.
Yeah,
Leave
yeah.
them together. They'll breed sometime in the next couple months. They might just
I
go
like
later.
them one day too.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
nice.
I'm sure Joe got offered that pair as well. That was kind of hanging around.
Oh, which lens pair?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Len Masteller or Masteller,
Yeah.
whatever his last name is. He was asking a fortune for them though. Like he's asking
Yeah.
what like he started I think at like 12,500 for the pair.
Yeah.
And near the end, it was down to around $6,000 for the pair, and they were an adult pair that produced slugs only. I think is
Well, no, it was the female produced slugs, and then he realized he had two females, and she dropped like 30 eggs the first time, like 30 slugs. So like a massive, like she was a big girl, and then he never had any luck. But he also wasn't like cooling her at all. So I don't.
Yeah, he
think
tried to send them to me on a breeding loan.
Oh yeah, but it was
He
like,
only wanted to give me two babies out of it. So I was like, sorry, bro. But I
50-50
know,
split.
yeah, I mean, cost me like 17 grand a month to have this facility. But I know who has them now.
Oh, okay.
There's a guy somewhat local to me has them. So
I
I
was
think he
gonna
tried to
ask. I don't
pair
know
them.
who got him.
Yeah, we didn't know who got them, but that's good that somebody
Yeah,
got them. So that's good.
yeah, they're more like pet keepers, but um,
Are they
they were
still
trying.
two females or is it a pair?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of the two female thing, but
Yeah, he had to
um,
I think he sent one back because I think these animals were actually, they were bought through UK Python, but I think they were actually produced
yeah, because
by
he sent
Wouter.
them to another guy. I think his name was Neil, and then
Oh
he's the
yeah.
one who actually paired them and got the slugs. I think, right?
Oh, I'm not sure on that.
I can't remember. It was he called me
It was a
that day
while
that he wanted
ago.
me to take them, but
Uh,
I just like no.
As much as the slug sucks, all I'm gonna say is that he got further with his roughies than me.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wait until you get two clutches. Not
Of
gonna lie.
yeah.
slugs?
No, two clutches of at least 15 eggs that are mint, and then you're good.
Oh, that'd be amazing. But I don't know. Like as I said, I'm at the point where I'm gonna have to rethink this. And I've done everything with those roughies. I even tried to freaking cohab them I cohabbed them for almost 2 years, and they're the only pythons I've ever cohabbed in my life. Until one of them grabbed the other one's head, and they both coiled each other. And at that point, I decided cohab was fucking stupid, and I was done.
Also,
So
you've
now,
tried them more than just this season.
no, last year I didn't try to breed them. I didn't think they were ready last year. They were together, but they still didn't have that head, right? So this year they do. They 100% do. All three of them. So,
Yeah, you're gonna
yeah,
be
I
like
think
Owen. You're gonna be Owen. The year's shit. It's gonna be so bad, and then 3 months from now, you're gonna be like, I have 150 babies, and I got 30
give you-
baby rough scales.
they're 2021, Cody. So there's no reason they shouldn't be
Okay.
ready.
Yeah.
So, oh, you know
Yeah.
what? Sometimes that's true, Mike, and other times it's not. But this is the first year. You know how Facebook keeps sending you these memory shit? I've had a lot of eggs by this day right now.
Clutches and clutches, yeah.
Yeah, and I keep receiving the memories of eggs and eggs and eggs, and I'm still eggless right now in the incubator. So right now it's not looking good.
Yeah, well, maybe you've had good luck the last few years, and this year the more special clutches will prove out, and you'll just have less is more. Maybe this year we'll see.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah,
But
give you some more time to fiddle with the collection for next year too, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, it knows you've been working on the new snake room. You need some time.
Yeah,
it's coming along. It's coming along. It's I love how big it is, man. The amount of I have about 8 foot of free space between the two big stacks of cages. 8 feet of just empty room in the middle. It's amazing. I've never had that much room in between.
Better put a work
that's
table
nice.
there before you put another stack of cages there.
I almost could actually. Now that you say that.
that'd be nice. That'd be awesome. Even you could even get a sink put in there, but then you gotta chip away the concrete in the floor.
I did put in a sink. I put in a nice big stainless steel sink, and I've got my little cart. You know, the little cart that I bring around everywhere with all my shit, and just easy to put things on it. And it's kind of like the same idea as having a little mini island, but I guess I could have a permanent island, but
Yeah, you could even get one of those smaller foldable tables just to, have. It's always useful to bring out a whole tub or something, or put everything like Tony said, put the rodents out on the table instead of using the bucket.
yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, Cody. So for boas this year, what do you kind of got going with that? I see you got red tails, you got the doom rolls. Do you have any other and the tree boas? But you got anything else kind of going this year?
Yeah, I got that Gravid Emerald. The Bahamas are paired, but I just write them off at this point. The Dominicans are weird, man. Normally by now I have a better grasp of Well, I guess they've started breeding pretty heavily now. Yeah, they're a later one, but she usually gives birth in like August. But yeah, so I got Dominicans breeding right now. They're locked up today, actually, too. I didn't do any Amazons. I'm kind of getting out of the Amazon thing. Um, Funerals. Yeah, and then I have a pair of fire boas, female
Oh,
super
nice.
gravel.
Nice, those fire diamonds. Yeah, those will be cool.
Yeah, so try and make some leucistic boas. That's another that's a friend's pair of boas. But I was like, well, that'd be cool. Make some leucistic boas. Um, what else? I didn't do rainbows again this year because I did this last season. I did a spring litter and a fall litter. So I still have like 20 babies from the fall litter, so I didn't do them.
Oh yeah.
Um, I paired up 4 female green tree pythons that have been breeding. I paired 1 pair of northern white lips. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and a savus. I have 2 female savus that have been breeding like crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, it'll be an okay season, but it's not going to be anything like I think last year because I didn't do with that.
You gave the pop wounds and that the year off kind of thing. Yeah.
Pop ones are a tough one too, right? Because it's a $2,000 snake.
And they're not a snake for everybody either, right? Like they're
Yeah, so you
that-
can't
yeah,
breed
they
them
can scare
every
the
year.
shit
I
out of
think.
you.
Yeah, well, and I got 2 clutches last year, so it was enough, I think, for 2 years. You know.
It's but you're one of the only ones in freaking anywhere producing them,
world.
which is kind of tough, right? Exactly. Like it's crazy because Canada, like, I don't even know where you put all those animals because there's
If I felt like exporting to the U.S., the amount of people that message me from the U.S., oh, dude, it'd be no problem. I bring them every
yeah,
year, but
but in Canada, like
I don't feel like it.
there's that's a big snake, but it's such a rare animal that I get why doing it. A couple of quick questions. So first off, your savus, are they silver or are they regulars?
I have 1 male silver,
Okay.
so
Are you,
I'm breeding him to make some hets, and then the other pairing is 2 normals.
nice. How much do they go for now?
Dude, I don't know.
I'm
So
curious.
Depends who you buy them from.
Well, yeah.
yeah,
Some people sell them for way, way more, and other people. What's the reasonable going price for them?
so last time I produced 2 clutches of normals. I sold them for like $500 a piece, I think.
Oh, that's really not bad.
No, but dude, there'll be more this time.
Damn it.
For
I'll give you
example,
$500 each.
yeah. Well, we're gonna deal with some roughies. Dude,
What roughies?
valid. I got a list out of Indo, and they were $1,000. So I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? I don't know. So I'm gonna decide when the time comes, I guess. But and then the silvers, I don't even know, man. Like I think my male silver was $1,200, and that was like 10 years ago. I think they've gone up, if anything.
I forget what the number was, but I think it was like over 2. I think.
Yeah, it would not surprise me.
I thought it was maybe even 25.
Is there like only one other person in Canada breeding them, or is there more?
Well, John had them for the longest time, but maybe he just sent his to Mickey. Because Mickey's
Yeah.
the only main guy breeding them, I think.
I
And
know-
There's,
I know
like, there's
he's
probably
definitely
some
breeding
others around.
No, dude, you know what? Somebody came up to me at the Calgary Expo. And was like, hey, my brother hatched out silver sabus. Like, what do you think we should sell them for? I was like, holy fuck.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'll
which
buy
at
'em
that
all
time
from
I
you,
was like,
$400 a pop.
well, I said, if you actually want to get rid of them, like, and sell them right away, like $1,200, I would think. Granted, this was like a year or two ago. And this was before I got that Indo list of normal ones for $1,000. So, oh, fuck. But which is valid. I mean, who's breeding them, right? So,
Yeah. $1,000 snake that used to be cheaper. I'd take that all day long kind of thing. even
I know.
$500 isn't bad, but they also don't have many babies, so yeah, $1,000
They're
bucks
cool.
seems
The
pretty
problem
fair.
is like, I don't know. Like for $500, I'd buy them. But if they're at $2,000, like yeah, it's just one that I'm gonna skip until I find them for cheap or until I can trade them, so it doesn't hurt, right? Like
Yeah.
it's because sometimes those animals, like just like rings, they're pretty. The duns are pretty, but their price tag puts me out of it because there's too many other things I like that I won't spend that kind of money on those. But if I can find some nice black-headed pythons, I'll pay that money for. If I can, like, there's certain animals I'll spend the money for. Certain animals, it's just like, yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait to trade or get them somehow where I don't have to pay for them.
That does help. That's a tough thing with kind of like Xanthic Savus is it's like where do you go from there, right? Like there's no other morphs you can cross it to, or like
You're just producing more, right? But if you look at the investment, you get one clutch, you're making your money back, right? So
which with any of them. So yeah, I don't know. I think they're cool. Yeah, well, and it's like
I agree,
more
they're cool.
people can house that than an olive python, right?
Exactly. Although it sounds like some people think how are your Savus? Are they kind of chill, or are they does it kind of depend on the
Dude,
individual?
mine are chill. The only captive bred one I have is that silver. All my other ones are wild caught.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. I always hear stories of like Owen being like, mine are like psychotic and they're like flying out of the bins or something, right?
Dude, mine
all
are
of his
wonderful,
animals.
man.
All of
Well,
Owen's
that's just
animals
Owen.
are psychotic. That's what he likes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, that's good. I agree, right? Like you get a Liasis in a small package, so they definitely should be more popular, kind of thing.
Yeah, they're one, and you get the color change too, which is cool, right?
Yeah, that's what I like. You can get some nice looking adult silvers, but I honestly like just the normals. Like seeing an
I'm kind of the
orange,
same.
like hatch out the bright orange, like it's like the rings, right? Like what's better to look at than a clutch full of ring pythons? Like they're phenomenal looking as
Well, one of
babies.
my female Savus is still orange. Like the back half of her is orange. Um, and I got her wild caught in 2013. Like she's old. Back half of her, bright orange. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I tend to prefer snakes so that start off ugly and only get prettier with age, right? Like to me, an animal that like is a ring that starts gorgeous but that only gets duller and ugly, to me is like it's the worst, right? Like it's easier to sell because they're pretty when you sell them, but you're like, yeah, they'll only get uglier the longer you have them, right? I'd rather it be
But
the
it gets more
reverse.
iridescent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they I don't know. I like them. I got them because I still think they look kind of neat. Like it's not the same orange, but I don't know. They look cool.
oh, they're cool again, and I'd love to have rings. I'm just not gonna pay for them. So it's one of those animals where one day I'll get them, and the day that I get a clutch of expensive animals, I'll trade two of those animals for them. And I know it's gonna happen. Like one day, like everybody makes trades, right? Those are the
Oh,
best.
yeah.
It's just like I think I've said it
Everybody
before. My
wins.
roughies, I didn't pay cash for my roughies. I did trades. I traded a lot of jungle carpet pythons for them, and it was worth it, right? And this way, I got my trio that won't breed, but I got my trio.
At least you got them.
Yeah. Let's go
Exactly.
into the green trees. What are your green trees?
I got some Biacs, some Sarongs, Naru, and then some crosses.
Okay. Did you say you only have four Biocs, or sorry, four green trees, or do you have more than that?
Oh no, yeah, I have more. I have. Uh, no, yeah, I have a pair of Biacs, um, one lone Aru, and then like I think maybe six Sarongs, and then some crosses.
And what's your goal? Are you into just making more crosses and trying to make them designers, or are you trying to breed some pure in there?
Both. If I have pure pairs, then I will do pure pairings. Um, So the Biaks are only breeding to Biaks. The Sarongs, what did I do? This year I did one pure Sarong pairing, and then one Sarong-Aru pairing. And then I've got some crosses that are obviously always going to be crosses, so they'll just breed to whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of cool with whatever. Like, I like what the mixes make, because you never know what you're going to get at all, right? When you produce sarongs, yeah, like, you don't know what it's going to look like, but you have an idea, right? It's going to be a green snake with some blue patterns. But with the crosses, it's fuck, you don't know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? It could be black, it could be brown, like, who knows? So I find that kind of exciting. I'm not like diehard on either side.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be cool to see some pure Beox being made. I think, or no, Casey didn't make any pure stuff, but he has some probably raising up. But he had a clutch.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
think he
it's
had maybe a slug clutch appears, and then he hatched the designer clutch, maybe.
yeah. I forget. I think it was like a Beox Jaipura. Maybe I don't know. I forget. I don't remember all the green tree stuff in my head. But yeah, no, he produced a nice clutch of that. But yeah, no. So when when are we gonna see a Codyjoe clutch of chondros that's actually available, possibly for
Uh,
people to buy? Or or are you gonna be Marshall Mendez for the next 20 years?
well, I mean, if I get one clutch of green trees this year, then I will have one clutch of holdbacks this year. If I get four clutches of green trees this year, then I'll have some green trees for sale. So it just depends.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's cool. Like you gotta have your stuff that you keep that it's like, I don't need to sell this. Like
That's like that emerald litter, dude.
no.
Nope, not going anywhere.
Although, oh, you know what you should do? You should trade some of those chondros for some emeralds from that guy that randomly produced that litter the other day. And I think he's in Victoria. I think he's a newer chondro guy, but he had a pair of emeralds together, and he got like 4 babies.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Where, sir?
I'll send you the
Send it to me. Yeah, dude.
I think it was the West Coast chondro guy. I think he's newer, but he bought a bunch of like really high end designer stuff from all the big names down in the U.S.
Yeah.
And then yeah, he had a pair of emeralds too, and yeah, he got like 4 babies the other day.
Dude, did he say what he was doing with them?
I'm gonna guess he's probably gonna hold on to them,
Yeah, my
but
plan with this litter was to wait until somebody else produced some and try and trade them, a couple captive for a couple captive, you know?
yeah, you should definitely reach out to him then, because I'm sure he'd be interested in some of the stuff that you got. I'm sure
Oh,
he'll
for
like hope
sure.
it'd be cool to see him
What's
raise
his
up some of those, but
what's his
uh,
handle? Is it Pacific Coast
no, it's just
Reptiles?
West_Coast_Chondros.
Hmm.
I can forward one of the videos to you too.
Oh,
I think
I
he did a
see.
show with Body last year. Like he's kind of been. I think I'm not sure totally, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's been
I know
around a
who it
little bit.
is, but I didn't see the baby emeralds.
Yeah, no, that was like a random post that I think Jay actually caught it when she was
Dude.
scrolling through.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll be shooting him a message. Dude, emeralds, out of every species of snake, emeralds have given me the hardest time. Like, fuck, man. Like, you have these wild caught emeralds, and for years you'll have them, they'll be great. And then you pair them up, and then all hell breaks loose, you know? So, yeah, the emeralds, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So now I moved. I moved them up to my apartment and was like, screw them. They can be displays in my apartment and I'll pair them or whatever, but not pay attention. And if they produce, they produce. And then lo and behold, in one female, I co-have them since like for a year now in like Michael Stefani kind of style. It's like, this cage is like 4 foot by 2.5 foot by 6 foot tall. Running
That's
water in the
awesome.
bottom with a sump. Um, and it's perfect, dude. It's like a jungle in there all the time, and I've never missed it because it's running water, right? I have it different than Mike. Mike's got like, I don't know, deep water in the bottom. Mine literally has a half inch of water in the bottom, but then there's a drain and then it goes down into the sump, gets filtered, and then back. And dude, like I can't even say I think she's gravid. Like she's gravid. So as long as it's a good litter, then
That'll
I
be
will keep
cool.
those, and those will be the start of my emerald collection.
Is that the hybrid female, or is that a
No,
pure
I
pure
have
one?
that stupid thing still. I have that too. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, so it is just pure northerns?
these are pure northern. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
The
I think
female is like a high white I've had for like 10 years, probably.
oh nice. Yeah, those are cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna forget if it's Warren Booth or somebody, but like not too many like there's definitely guys that produce emeralds and stuff in the US, but it's still super hard to find. Like there like people just don't like there's so much failure in the wild caughts that those captives are just in such high
You know
demand
who
kind
you
of
should
thing.
try and get on? Uh, he's not Canadian, but
Yeah, yeah.
Christopher Rice.
I was thinking him. Yeah, he's phenomenal.
He's a
And
god,
anti-misting.
dude. Well, yeah, and look at the guy, man. How long has he been breeding emeralds? I don't know, like 5, 6 years or something.
Yeah.
But like every pairing he does takes, and the guy produces like numerous litters every single year. Like the success rate is unheard of, man.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal. Yeah, no, he's always awesome to listen to.
Ambient. It's just ambient.
Yeah, yeah, that would make sense with them, right? Like, I could see having success with like a little lamp, kind of like Ryan does, and Ryan does have some success with the emeralds, right? But then I feel like Ryan mentioned that like he hasn't had a success with a captive bred male with a captive bred female. Like he's always had to use wild caught males or something,
Okay.
or like it's or for some reason people have had less success with captive bred males. I'm not sure if that's just a coincidence or not because I have a feeling Warren's probably used captive bred animals too because he's bred emeralds quite a few times as well. We'll have to get him back on. Warren was
Got
good.
some good stuff.
We had Ron on too, kind of talking about that and kind of seeing where he thinks he kind of went wrong because
Saint Pierre.
yeah no
What,
that was a phenomenal show too.
what happened with all of those? I wondered what happened to all of those.
So the Nauticondro is still going good. He sent it to, I guess there's a lady that's doing a bunch of emerald stuff in the U.S. I forget her name off the top of my head.
Amy.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah, so she has it. She's had it for a while, and then I think she's got it feeding again, and it's doing all right from the last time we've heard. So yeah, like I think what we were, I kind of forget what we were thinking there, but it was like maybe they're just so stressed that like that first kind of meal they puke, and then that damages their esophagus, and then you obviously keep trying to feed them, and then it's like they have to wait so long probably to re like develop their esophagus after they regurge that
The
like you almost
thing,
probably have to fast them for a year or something.
the thing that doesn't make sense to me though is that people will put a puker with ones that have been fine for years, and then they all start puking. So
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Or maybe there's something just at the facility they're held at where they're like whether it's just disease or whatever, or maybe they've tried to feed them all kind of thing,
The
and
Surinams
then
will do that too. Wild caught Surinams.
yeah, exactly, right? Like that's what I also heard. So like maybe it is some other weird pathogen that we just don't know how to kind of figure out, or maybe it is like a regurg thing where they're trying to feed these at whatever facility they're at, and they're not really taking food too well, and then they're regurging, and maybe that's spreading some other type of thing that is maybe not a disease, or I don't know. It's hard to say, but
Dude, that's why you just got to try and get a litter, isolate that from that original stock, and just start your colony from there.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, no. Emeralds would be awesome to have, but I don't know if I'd want to deal with that stress yet, kind of thing. That seems like a. But then you got guys like Ed Marino that are like probably happily retired and making whatever money they want to make, kind of off whatever they produce.
But if you look at what the majority of people are doing, right, they're getting all these wild-caught northerns, and most of them die, right? They lose most of their collection. It's all tons of money invested into animals that either die or never reproduce if they get them to survive, right? So, and if you look at the amount of money invested, like to me, if you spend 10 grand on however many animals, the odds are you're just going to lose that money, right? And if you look at Ron St. Pierre, man, he spent a lot of his. What did he get? Like 40 animals, give or take.
Maybe even more
I
than
feel like
that.
it was 56 or something.
Yeah, it was something like
56,
that.
And like, if, in my opinion, if anybody could have done it, I thought it would have been him. And it did not go so well, right? Like, so it's, I don't know. To me, that's what keeps their value up so much. So if you are able to get captive bred, I 100% agree. I would keep them all back, and I'd start a colony of captive bred. And if you can switch a couple of animals to somebody else, amazing.
Well, that's what happened to Ed Marino. Like he was having pukers and stuff back in the day. I was listening to him on a podcast, and he said that he just ended up euthanizing them all and kept the one litter that he got, and I think maybe the parents or something, and then that was like where his collection built from.
Yeah, for sure.
Seems
It's
to be
kind
the
of-
way.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how like basins are like the main thing you see almost. Like you see northerns a bit, but like it seems like they're almost having more success with basins over that. But then the basins, what, gonna cost you 15 grand, 20 grand, right? Like that's insane money to be for almost anybody to be spending. So you gotta be really into it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the fact that they don't export them is what helps. Like, I wonder if they stopped exporting northerns,
there
if you would
was-
start to see it way better, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, they should be, right? Like when you think of it, like I'm not even sure how much captive bred northerns would go for in Canada.
And can't. Well,
There would be a market.
in my opinion,
But-
like $800, but they still sell for like 2,000, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like,
Because I feel like the wild caught ones, like sometimes they were at that kind of thing, at like 2 grand for whatever reason. At one point,
dude,
somebody.
around COVID, man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
Oh yeah.
just
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
not
That's
making
where.
the difference between captive and wild caught. So same way, like a wild caught biak, people were selling for like $1,800. It's like, dude, fuck, come on.
We can get those for like, yeah. It was like the. Yeah, mostly like if you just take a look at import lists, if you have access to those, like they're, I don't know. That's how you start your green tree collection. Is how you can do that. You just gotta quarantine them good and breed those animals and keep the babies separate, and you're golden, right? So
That's what I'm doing with the green trees too. Like most of my current adult green trees are wild caughts. Only 2 of them are captive bred, but then I have all my captive bred ones that I'm raising up, and I'll only breed those new captive bred ones to each other. I'll never mix them with my current adult group. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, for sure. That's definitely a good way to do it. Yeah, with the chondro stuff, I remember. Yeah, talking to Ron, he's like, "Yeah, I should have kept all those chondros," because he was doing the same thing with the chondros, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go all in on the emeralds." And he was like with the chondros, he was probably gonna like hit it, right? Like those chondros are probably gonna do phenomenal because like they're definitely a lot hardier, and in that environment, they would have probably done just really well.
So did he completely move on from those projects?
I think so. I don't know. I feel like he might come back with the maybe green trees again, but yeah, I think he got rid of all the emeralds and that. So now they're focusing on blue tongues, and yeah, it sounded like they were just ramping up the blue tongue stuff, and even Heather's gonna pull back on the beardies and focus a little more. Like, still do a bunch of beardies, but kind of focus on those. I still need to get Heather on because that'll be another good show since she's the one that actually does the day-to-day work mostly in there. Like Ron's obviously kind of thinking through the systems and that, but Heather's the one really doing the work on that farm.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, no, for sure. So with your, was it, so you got Euros, right?
Yeah.
So is it just ornates, or do you got some other, like,
Now I just
microdentures
have
and stuff?
ornates and Saharans.
Oh, nice.
I had a bunch, man. We were cranking out Euros for a while. Um, but now it's just the ornates and the Saharans.
Nice. Yeah, no, Euros are awesome. It'd be cool to see, because I think it's Elizabeth. We're actually going to try to get her on. I heard he got, and I'm going to try to get Phil Leitz on at the same time so he can
Cool.
ask her all
Yeah.
the Euro questions. So that should be fun. Worst, and she doesn't. I don't think she speaks. She was unsure on how good her English would be for it, but she wanted to take it on as a challenge too. So worst
Nice.
case, we have Dom to be the translator if there's stuff that she can't really think of how to
Is
say
she
it.
French?
Yeah, she's from Quebec. Yeah, so
I,
it should be good, and I wanted
I
Phil on
speak
too.
le
Just to-
français a little bit.
yeah, no, I wasn't too worried, and I have a feeling Phil, if she has a good time on it, maybe you'll have to help Phil out with doing a show with him on his podcast, because hopefully he gets that ramped up. Yeah, no, that'll be
That'd
cool.
The issue though is I know shit about like things with legs, so
Well, you'll need to catch up on some of the Project Herpetoculture podcast on the Euromastics.
What kind of tubs do you keep them in?
Yeah, she keeps some cool stuff. Like even those painted agamas, right? She and Greg has some of those too, and they're
Polos
kind
are
of cool.
fun.
Like those,
Yeah.
like more people should like. They're smaller than a beardy, and they like. I almost like their natural color more. Like those should be more popular than beardies sometimes, and they're not that bad. Like they're like $150 a piece. Like they're not bad at all.
Oh, super. There's just a funny lizard, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No. Have you thought about doing more Euros, like maybe Thomasai or Yemenensis or that Philbii? No.
No, I was doing lots of Euros, but nah. I don't have so much time because, like, I have my guy and he does, like, the store.
Yeah.
And, like, those kind of mid-sized lizards, but all the breeding stuff it's just me, so.
Yeah.
And then the workshop, all the enclosure stuff is just me. Running the business is just me. Home life is also just me. So I got to really kind of reel it
For
in.
sure. Yeah.
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 Although
No.
I may be getting back into collared lizards.
Oh, those are
Which is
cool.
Another super fun lizard. Yeah.
Oh, I love collards. Are you just gonna do the Wichita Mountains, or are you gonna try to do some other stuff? I think those are the normal one that everybody has.
Yeah, I don't know. Knowing myself, it could be a slippery slope, and I could
Get those.
get whatever I can get my hands on again. And
Dickerson eye. Those are nice. They're like a nice blue
yeah,
collard. Yeah, no, I've debated doing collards because they're
yeah. I'm gonna try and just keep it to the one group, but we'll see.
yeah
aren't they relatively cheap lizards?
they're not
Yes.
but
Couple
not
$100
too cheap either. Yeah. But they crank out like they'll crank it like they'll have a couple clutches kind of thing. You get a few females going, they'll go.
Oh, and dude, you get I had a bunch of like captive bred, like the aqua blues or whatever.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Summer before last or something?
Oh yeah.
I had piles of them, and dude, they jump on you, and you'd like try and like dump them off your hand, and they'd go to the other side, and then another one would jump on you. Like, God, they're funny, man. They're just hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I've definitely thought about doing those guys. It's like I could do that, but then I don't know. I try to avoid the bug eating reptiles for now, but I don't know. I'm still tempted. Have you thought about doing blue tongues at all, or nah? It's
Doesn't
just
interest
another-
me in the slightest. Yeah.
They're one of those like you kind of. I feel like some snake guys do them, but like you have so many monitors that like that.
For
like,
me,
that
if
one
it
just
doesn't have a
requires so
long
much.
neck, I ain't into it. Other than the
Yeah.
collards, I guess. But
Yeah, but they're active and inquisitive, like the monitors you like, right? So they're that like kind of like they kind of make up for it, right?
yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And they eat other lizards.
Oh, dude, they're savages. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they run on the hind legs, you know what I mean? They got that real smooth skin. Like, there's a cool lizard, yeah.
Yeah, those would be fun to kind of sell because it's like, well, you get a beardy, but like you get this thing that like if you gave it the same space as a beardy, like it's gonna be way cooler and move around and
Oh, cooler setup, yeah.
yeah, yeah. You use more of the space, kind of bigger enclosure for smaller animals. Like it'll just look that much better, kind of thing, right?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So by curiosity, Codyjoe, where do you see your collection going? So let's say in 5 years from now, you think it's going to still be somewhat the same, or you think you'll be shifting all towards monitors, all towards snakes? Like where do you see like the projection in the future? Because you've got so many, you've got a couple of different avenues. I'm just wondering, you think you'll just keep plugging away at all of them, or you think you'll be
I think it will be all of them. In the 5 year aspect, my goal is to eliminate all the other brand caging I have and just have all my new matching designs and get the physical appearance very put together and matching and streamlined. And then, because what I've been doing essentially is like when I lost everything in the house fire, I had made the decision. I always thought it was funny that people just always would say, "Oh, my dream snake is this," but then they would have like 100 ball pythons or something and not have the dream snake, you know. So I just told myself that I was going to build my dream collection. Anything that would be my dream collection, I was going to have and breed. And so everything now is kind of part of that. So there's like maybe 3 or 4 species I have to add still. But from there, all I'm trying to do now is obviously most of that stuff you couldn't buy captive bred. So I have holdbacks growing up. So eventually the goal is to retire all my wild caught stuff and have all captive bred that I produced of all those species. So I don't plan on eliminating any of the species.
and what are the 3 species you're looking to get that you're
Number one is Bolin's. And then probably next to that is Sanzinia. And then the other ones that are like a little bit less important. I wouldn't mind Jamaican boas, roughies, and diamonds. I mean, some of that stuff is lined up already.
How
But
about scrubs?
dude, I would have every locality.
We can't keep
Alberta.
Is that
scrubs,
what it
man.
is? I was thinking like scrub. I feel like scrubs would be like completely in your wheelhouse, and like you never.
Oh
see
yeah,
scrubs.
dude.
Is
Yeah,
it?
Timor's
It's
is
not
the
legal
closest
there?
we have. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it
they're all-
every single species of scrubs or?
Yep.
Oh,
Stupid.
Alright. Same here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just because of your city, like your province is fine, but
My province.
You just
is
need to
fine. I
move a
can't
little.
keep anything bigger than 2 meters, so it eliminates a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I always thought that was weird how they work out there.
well, it's like lots of cities have it. Like where I used to live, technically had the 2 meter law too, right? So it's like, well, you just don't say, you just don't really mention that you have snakes anyways, just to avoid anything. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah. That's such a
And you
wishy-washy.
never measure them, right? Like
2 meters,
Yeah.
is 6.6 feet or whatever, 6 feet 6 inches.
No, they only get 4 foot. It's rollable. Well, I remember Henry had like some huge stuff, and I was always thinking to myself, man, all the pythons are big. I don't know.
Well, actually, olives are on the list. Same with in BC. There's a list of like 10 or 12 animals that if they reach 3 meters, like you need a permit from Fish and Wildlife.
That's what it was, right? You're allowed to have it, but you got to get the permit.
Yeah.
Right.
So like boas, like boa constrictors, carpets, Walma pythons, black-headed pythons, waters, maclots, olives, I think apodora, and
Oh,
then
for sure. You have to be, yeah.
think that was it. But it was funny that Walmas were on the list. It's like those are never going to get that big.
No, dude, it's a 6-foot snake.
And even blackheads, you're never going to get a blackhead that's over 10 feet. Like they obviously some people overfeed them and get them like huge, but like probably not that big. Oh, and I think maybe Doomerals and Madagascar grounds. I'm not sure if Doomerals, but for sure Madagascar ground bows were on the
Grounds,
list
yeah.
too. Yeah.
That's another one that's, I guess, on the dream list, but I already have one. I just can't find a
Yeah.
female.
Yeah. The more important part, you need a girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be cool to see some of that stuff though produced in the country. Hopefully soon. That'd be cool to keep those projects going. So, and then eventually you can probably get your hands on some of those.
Yeah. It would be cool.
Yeah, I think maybe. Well, Dom, do you know who Bry Loist is?
Does not ring a bell. I think I've seen his last name here or there, but
He used to run the Venom Bank, I think, out east at one point. There was a Venom Bank in Ontario, but he runs like the Dinosaur Park in Ontario or something. That's like a reptile park kind of thing. But he was I think he was like an old school herp guy. He has like a zoo kind of thing, and I think he has Jamaican boas at it. But he's one of those old school guys that would be he'd be cool to have on.
I know.
I've-
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I sent you the link of him posting that he had a
Have you
Jamaican.
guys-
It's like
have you guys seen the post of the guy that has Jamaican boas that are silver phase?
probably.
It's insane, man. I was looking at that animal, and I don't know how to share it. It's on my. I can try to maybe send it to.
Was it the Davenport?
I just sent it to you on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Davenport. Holy crap, man. I was looking at that animal and I was like, I don't know if you can share it online on the post there because I'm not smart enough to do that. But it's freaking incredible, man. I was looking at that animal. I was like, wow, this is like one of the prettiest animal I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I think I can picture what you're talking about. They would be. That whole group is nice.
Yeah, it's like basically like a silver. Has like black and silver at the back with some orange kind of freckles coming in. I can pull up Jeff Murray's site. He has tons of Jamaican.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's the exact post. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, Jamaicans are wicked, man. Like, super cool boa.
Yeah, no, those would be neat. I kind of, what is it? I think was it Rob Stone was like, yeah, everybody likes like the orange ones, I think, but like the ones that are yellow and silver like that, like those are the harder, like the slightly less common phenotype. It's a little nicer, honestly.
And I'd be happy with any of them.
Exactly, me too. Same with Zanzinia. It'd be cool to have any. We had Bill Hughes on, and he still randomly he's like, oh yeah, that female I put. That you guys showed on the podcast. I was like, yeah, no, she had babies, and he's just like holding baby Sanzinia.
Does he still do emeralds?
I'm not sure. He does a bunch of Rushis,
Yeah.
but I don't think he has emeralds anymore. Like he had Jamaicans too. He got rid of those. He had giant ground boas. I think he moved those on. I think he's trying to like hold back because he's kind of retired now. So he's like doing more like he got some locality California Mountain Kings and stuff like that. Come on, Zonata are pretty cool. They're like the underrated version of a pyro.
It was that face, man. That face said it all.
Come on, he switched from he was keeping the Western green rats, the Senecolas, and switched to keeping the Bajas, which are like kind of like their Boger Tophus, like the Transpagos, but it was like
Wait,
Get rid of all that crap and keep the ground boas.
I know exactly where to go from here. Codyjoe, what colubrids do you keep?
Yeah.
And that's the end of that.
I did actually. I bred the vine snakes and flying snakes, and I had file snakes, and
So the really weird ones then.
yeah. But too much. It's too much.
Yeah. Did those file snakes get the? Oh no, are you talking about the African files, or are you talking about the aquatic files?
Oh, the Africans. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, those are cool. Those are neat. You can basically keep those like a ball python, right?
I
Like you
had a
could.
T positive one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Capensis are really nice too, because you got the Capensis are like the purpley ones, and then you got the
Like the
cross.
Malaya or whatever, which are like black. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
think
they're
it's just
they're they're neat. Yeah, I think they're underrated for sure.
yeah, they're a
Like,
wicked snake. But
yeah, there's one. I think Michael Monroe bred them. I think he had one or two actually at the show, maybe. But because yeah, he got a like a well established pair and bred those. Those are neat. I was like debating on getting them. And I was like, I don't know. I've heard they can get lungworm. They can get what is the you can get like we can get like lungworms from them or something apparently.
yeah, yeah.
So that was like, do you want to deal with that? Have to.
I noticed the imports of those can sometimes regurge too.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I haven't really heard about that. Yeah, did you? What is it? Do you still have false waters or no?
Oh, yeah. I have false waters. That's
Yeah.
the only.
Well, I guess they're not really a colubrid; they're a colubroid, or as Zach would say, I don't know.
Yeah.
He did a whole
I-
book on them, I guess.
Yeah. Kluber. If it ain't a boa or a python, it's a no. I do have those. Yeah, they're okay. They're cool. I like them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're neat. I think Ty has a pair now too. That they're. I always like wondered like how they would do here because like they seem like a niche market, but I guess they're like cool enough that a lot of people kind of want them.
People love them, dude. Yeah.
Do you have the lavender or no? Just the
Typo.
yeah. I think those lavenders have issues too. Like I'm not sure if they're that strong kind of thing. They probably still need to be outcrossed a bit.
Yeah, it's weird that you don't see them around much. Like I think Chris Stone was breeding them, but I don't
Yeah.
ever see. I've never seen them for sale or.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, no, they were. Yeah, I've heard like they're kind of almost like the Exantic blacktails, where they're like you probably want to just leave them alone, kind of thing, and
Little
just
dodgy
keep the
still,
normal
yeah.
ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I think I had like one or two questions. Oh yeah, how's that patternless ring python looking? Is it just brown or like
Yeah, that
how's
was
it
dead
doing?
today.
Oh, you did.
I opened the tub and it was in shed and it was curled up like kind of sideways, you know? And just the color that it goes when it's in shed, it just looked like it was like dead. I was like, no. But it's good. It's
Then you touched it and it flung around.
well, I didn't. I just like my eyes focused and then it was like breathing. I was like, holy fuck, it's in shed. But it's good, yeah. Worm, I call it.
Nice. That one's
Yeah, just like such an ugly ring python, but it's so cool.
Yeah. How is it a boy or a girl? Have
Girl.
you sexed it yet? Nice.
It's a girl, and then I have an unrelated aberrant male. So I'll raise it up and then breed those together.
Nice. That'll be cool. Yeah, it looks like Mickey's gonna pair his up, so we should get some slightly unrelated, I guess. Maybe, unless I forget. Are your animals from some of his stock or from more like Don's stock?
My
'Cause you
current
got yours
breeding pair
From
were
Monarch.
produced
right?
by Don. Yeah,
Oh,
Don
okay,
produced
yeah.
them. And then I think I don't know, but I think a lot of Mickey's are from Don's stock, and then I know he has unrelated ones from Europe or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
there's
think
a
he's
lady
got a
in
pretty
Scotland.
diverse group. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, she produces some cool rings and stuff, I think. Yeah, no, he's pairing his again, so I guess we'll see how that turns out because I guess it gives people the option to kind of like grab a male from here and get something from there or just get a pair from each kind of
Dude,
thing.
it helps because that's another one that you can't get wild caught, right? So you kind of got to watch
Yeah. Oh, no
try
more.
and keep it diverse. Yeah.
Did you hear the story from I think there was a story in either Michael Berger's book or it was from Stolen World on how they got the rings in and why they were $200 a piece.
I don't
Got
think so.
hammered.
No.
That's because it was the blind man. They used a blind like an old blind guy, like blind, acted blind, and he would just they would just fly him over to Bismarck and then he would fly back with ring pythons on him. Or something like that. and that was like in one of the books that like I think it was like one of those like Hank Molt kind of stories where like they just did it for so long that the fact that the ring pythons were so cheap wasn't because people were breeding them, it was because they were being smuggled in still from Bismarck, and that's why
That's
they were $200
crazy,
a piece
dude.
at Hamburg. Yeah, yeah, no,
That's crazy.
that was a funny story to hear from Bobby Pebbles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for it, I guess.
Yeah, that's why the U.S. You probably couldn't get any out of the U.S. because I think they've technically not been. I don't know. There's probably a few legal imports into the U.S. technically of them, so they're probably like almost worse than Aussie stuff going in or out of there.
I wonder how that would. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're probably almost treated as CITES one in terms of like they're just not going to give you paperwork for them to ship them out. I think.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, shit, as long as Mickey and me keep breeding them, then
Oh yeah, yeah for sure. Yeah, I don't. I think like a bunch of people have probably bought them from you, and like Don's bred them for years, and it's just surprising to not
how
see
many
them
did
around.
Henry used to produce too, right?
Exactly right. Maybe they're just so like that animal that like as soon as people kind of lose interest, they don't thrive too well. Maybe that'd probably.
I
be
feel
my
like they're
only
one
other
that
thought.
dies off. Yeah.
Yeah, like Brazilians are a bit hardier, even though they have the same like humidity requirements kind of thing, right? So
Yeah, rings don't have water and they die.
yeah, yeah. Alrighty, Dom. Do you have any final questions?
No, I think I'm nearing the end, man. I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking I got to get up in 4 hours, so I'm good to close
Yeah.
it
Oh,
up.
because you're 2 hours ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little later, and I work way too early. I get up at 4, so okay, 4 hours is exaggerating. It's more like 6, but still, it's coming up.
Yeah.
Enough. Yeah.
It's close
That's
enough.
fair. Yeah. Alright.
Cody, thanks a lot for taking the time to come on again, even though for everybody
Yeah,
it's
thanks
the
for
first
having me.
time. I really appreciate it. I think our conversation was completely different than last time. We could have totally made a round two, but it's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm always glad to have you on, and I really wish you a lot of success with your species this year. Like, I hope you freaking hit it big.
Thank you as well.
I'll try.
Thank you, Codyjoe. It was awesome to have you on again, and I'll probably see you here in a couple weeks at the next show.
Of course, man.
To everybody, thanks for coming on. Cody, can you just let people know how to get a hold of you if they want to reach out to you?
Yeah, I mean the best really is Facebook or Instagram. The Facebook is just the Reptile Shop Red Deer, and the Instagram is the_reptile_shop. Even if you just type in Codyjoe McEwen on Instagram, it pops up too. So
Very nice. For Michael Gillian on Facebook. For Reptile Rejects on Instagram, it's Reptile Rejects. If you reach out on there, send us a message. You'll be talking to Michael. He'll answer all your questions. If you're listening to the podcast, please feel free to put those little like buttons, comment, give us a review. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Try to make us grow slowly. And for myself, Instagram, Dom's Reptiles. For Facebook, Dominic Carbonneau. And for everybody that actually stuck out the entire 2 hours, I appreciate you. Thanks for listening. And Cody, don't hang up yet. Please wait just to make sure that the upload is done.